After a great deal of time, at last, we have returned to Total War Warhammer. As all things do, as all things do, we come back to what we know and what we love. And as a Total War, old boy from back in the day, I'm always coming back. I'm always coming back. So, for those of you that don't know, in case you weren't there for like the conversation we're playing Warhammer 3 tonight with Bronald, who has recently acquired said game. And it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a fantastic time. Make sure everything's updated. We're all good there. We're all good there. I also sent Bunny a little gift sub to start a hype train, and it's all going great. So, she should leave us alone. Got him. The grand plan has come together. Also, Discord, thank you for the 15 biddies, by the way, and Bunny for lurking, as always. Oh, right. Discord, hydrate. Duh. Forgive me. Alright, we got that. Whatever counsel you can to your masses, whatever I can under a gamer dad advice. If the game gives you the option to do the maximum difficulty from the very beginning, do it. And don't give up. There you go. Never give up. Never surrender. You did show up on time, Armadillo. I'm shocked. Holy hell. Glad to see that you're doing alright. Well enough, I suppose, to be here on, like... Damn, within 10 minutes. Holy shit. It's always better to come in the sink rather than sink in the cum. It's my go-to advice. That is a good one. That's a good one, too. But yes, we're going to be doing Warhammer 3 today. Play games, because I got such a backlog game. Speed is key. I can't do that. Personally speaking, for me, I have to... every time that I said, I'm like, well, I'm going to try a game for the first time. Maybe while I'm learning it, I'm going to, like, tone it down. And my mouse will go to, like, the middle difficulty. And then I blink and I click and it somehow goes to the highest difficulty every single time. I'm like, what have I done? I can't help it. I can't help it. But that's just me. Not everybody has to do that. Not everybody has to do that. That's just me. Speaking of that, by the way, we are looking, and it's looking a little bit stronger to do a Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode deal with some of the people that mentioned that they were interested. Bronald was one of them. I'm looking to see if there's a couple other people that might be interested, might have a semi-consistent ability to, like, keep going with it, so we'll see. What's the VIP status thingy? Which one? What you talk about? Where are you looking? My eyes are up here, Omen. What VIP status thingy? Know I'm here for it? Oh yeah, I know. It's just gonna be a matter of if people can, like... The people that do it need to maintain a semi-consistent schedule just so that we can actually progress towards it. In the reward points thing, let me see here. VIP status, what's this? Oh, that's like the... So, there's a VIP role thing that I could do. Yeah. That you can acquire the VIP status. Costs 30,000. Yeah. You think VIP comes cheap? This is an exclusive society, alright? You gotta choose what you spend your money on, alright? That's all I'm gonna say about it. That's all I can say about it. It is what it is. Alright, I'm gonna get into a Discord call with Bronald. Bronald, join the public. I'll pull you up into the live channel in just a second here. But first, I'm going to open this up and make sure that everything is running fine, because Warhammer 3 tends to have some hilarious deals here. Give it to me. Alright, let's see here. I think I have to go to Community Roles Manager. Add new. We gotta go to Omen Teeth. Hold on a second. Is this the right one? I hope so. Let's see, that should have done it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly what we had going. Hey, Murkai, how's it going? Alright, let me make sure that the game is going to run fine, like, on start here, because sometimes you have to do the verify thing after, like, a bunch of updates, and I've had a few updates. I've had a few updates since I last played, so I gotta make sure that it's all running fine. And then we'll get this set up based on Bronald's experience and all that. You do. You might have to refresh your browser, Omen. Just keep that in mind. Alright. Cut through all this. Ooh, that was a little janky. I'm sure... Yep, that campaign. I always delete campaigns that are out of sync and out of date, so I have no campaigns right now. Perfect! Alright, we should be good now. Alright, then let's just double check that game audio is in fact coming through. It is! Perfect! Let's get Bronald in here. Boop. Jello. Alright, let's see here. I gotta fix up Discord, apparently. Whoopsie. There, that should do it. Alright. So, are you excited? Hell yeah. Let's see, let's turn game down a bit. Let's turn Discord up a bit. Okay. Have you ever played a Total War game before?
Specifically Total War?
Any Total War game?
No.
No.
I've never played Total War. I've played a lot of like Age of Empires and that kind of stuff. But...
Okay. Have you seen kind of like some gameplay on Total War, like to have a basic understanding of what's about to happen?
So I've watched you play a little bit, but it's never been from the early portion of the campaign. It's always been like middle to end.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see, so let's do Immortal Empires, because that's superior. And then just in case you don't see the password, I'm sending you, that's the password, very easy. Okay, so I've got a game up now, you should be able just to join, or I might have to send you a code. Actually, I think I have to send you a code. Okay, there you go. So, in the main menu, you've got multiplayer. You'll click on that, and there should be down at the bottom right, a join with code option. So you put that code in, and then you put the password in.
Multiplayer campaign?
Yeah, multiplayer campaign, that's what we're gonna do.
Join with code.
Somebody peeps playing Ark, because Ark is a genuinely good game, what can I say? Boom! Perfect. Let's turn Discord up just a hair there again. Okay, so they make the multiplayer menu a little bit bare bones, so you don't have as much as with single player that you're seeing, but basically you can click on select race to choose the race that you want to actually play as. Anything that you have access to will not have that little purple banner across it. That's like DLC that you don't have access to if you don't have the previous games with that. So you'll click on that. If you want something that plays a little bit more traditionally, you could do like Empire, High Elves, Let's see, dwarves are pretty good to start with. Like, something that kind of is more quote-unquote human-like will make a little bit more sense.
So I don't have dwarfs. I have Demons of Chaos, Grand Cathay, Korn, Norska, Skaven, Zinch, Warriors of Chaos.
Okay.
No, I take it back. I don't have Norska or Skaven. I take that back.
Okay.
I have Nurgle, Kislev, Slanesh. I think that's it.
Do you have an Empire faction, like, at all, like a Lord? Or is that one completely cut off to you?
I don't see anything with... So where yours... Hang on, if you click select race...
Yeah.
And pull that menu, like, get that menu off your... So I don't have Beastman, I don't have Lizardman, any of those as an option.
Oh. I thought they still had those as options. Interesting. They must have changed something. Okay. Can you...
Wait, no, I take that back. I take that back. I take that back.
Okay.
Yes, so the whole left side,
Whole
other
left
than
side.
Demons of Chaos, I can't do. Cannot do.
Cannot do. Okay. Alright. Well, they all have kind of interesting mechanics with them, but Grand Cathay would be closest to, like, your quote-unquote human faction with it. And I would recommend playing as, like, a good guy, because the more evil factions have, like, very weird mechanics a lot of the times, so...
Or it says Bretonia. I can be Bretonia.
Ooh, okay, so... The one thing I should warn you on Bretonia is that they are a human, you know, faction. They look like you're gonna have a very standard comp. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, you have infantry, but your infantry are all like peasants, and they stink. So your whole thing is gonna be revolving around cavalry. You'll use like peasants as kind of your like meat grinder unit to give yourself an anvil so that your cavalry as the hammer can come in and like, you know, whittle things down. So it's a little bit more micro intensive when it comes to the battle map. If you're okay with that, totally fine to play it. Really cool faction. So I guess maybe we can just go off of what's a faction that looks cool that you would like to play. That might be a little bit easier.
I don't know, Danny. I didn't hear nothing. I'm sorry. Sorry, I was talking to my daughter.
That's okay. I don't know either, Danny.
I mean, I'll just go Grand Cathay. You said that was a decent one to start with.
Yeah. Because one thing that it does really well is that their armies are revolving around balance, right? So you have, like, yin and yang as part of it. It kind of will explain it a bit. There's stuff that you can read with it. It's really not... It's not awful to deal with. It's just different for most people, so... with this one, you can be a Zhao Ming, Iron Dragon, or Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon. You can see on the campaign map on the right, their starting locations are very close to each other there. They will have different campaign, like, win conditions, basically, that kind of push them going in different directions or different goals that they have, but they'll ultimately have relatively the same goal, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... Let me see. Trying to figure out which one would be best of these two, because I can't do the third one. He's DLC.
Yeah, I don't have him either, because I just... Honestly, I can't be bothered with the third one. So if you want to pick one of those, I will pick something that's relatively close to you, and will be at least in the same area that I can explain a few things and stuff, without, like, you know, completely taking over bullshit. That'd actually work out pretty decent, I think.
Yeah, I guess I'll go the Zhao Ming.
Okay. Alright, and we'll do campaign and battle difficulty on normal. I tend to crank it up myself, but I'm gonna be nice. I'll be very nice to you this time. So everything's just gonna be on normal difficulty. There won't be any like weird stat modifiers on the units and that. I do recommend manually playing battles as often as possible, especially your first one, because auto-resolve is going to shaft you like 90% of the time on that first battle.
Okay.
Alright, so when you're ready, just hit up ready at the bottom. And away we go. I would have been Tomb King's Omen, but it was too far away. I wasn't about that.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Why?
I'm get my ass stomped.
That's okay. That's okay.
First turn of the game.
You know, honestly, the AI could do that to you. I can't stomp you on the first turn, so don't worry about it.
My shit is not wanting to load right now. It's almost there, but it's like hung up.
That's fine. It's gonna make me wait until you're loaded in. So it'll do this in multiplayer games where it waits until everyone's able to load in, and then it'll start us all at the same time, so no one gets like an unfair, you know, advantage with that. It is turn-based also, so honestly, everybody can take as much time as they want. If you're doing games with a lot of people, it's very common for people to put a time limit on each turn so that nobody takes, you know, a half hour to do one turn.
Yeah.
But I didn't put a time limit on this one, so no pressure whatsoever. If you know, if you'd load in.
Yeah, well, it's thinking about it. It's over there. I think I can.
I got faith. There it goes. Okay. So no matter what faction you start as, you're going to have the same generally basic setup. So I can't see what you've got right now, and you can't see what I've got. But we're going to see something very similar. You've got a starting army, usually a hero unit next to it that you can attach. There's an enemy, you know, army, or in my case, there's an enemy settlement right next to me. And it's supposed to be that you have your first battle with that starting army that'll then kind of determine the rest of what you do. A little info card always comes up at the beginning with the how they play. You can kind of give that a little read over. You can always come back to that type of stuff to see how they play. There's a bunch of helpful pages up in the top left that you can access. Up in the middle top, you'll have your economy, which is going to be a treasury of some sort. Most factions, it is just gold. Others will be like a special magic something or other, but it's usually going to be some form of a treasury that you'll use to purchase things and maintain upkeep with and all that. And then anything unique to your faction will also tend to be up there in that interface. It's going to be different for every faction that you're at.
So whose turn is it?
It is both of our turns right now. So the way that it works is that we get to take our turns at the same time, so we'll do everything that we can in this. When you're done with your turn, you'll hit end turn, and it'll just, in the top left, you'll see a little green check mark saying that I finished. When you finish your turn, it'll then go into the AI's turn, do all of their turns at once, then come back to the player's turn, which we do simultaneously. So for example, I'm going to initiate a battle right now, and it's going to kind of lock up your screen and tell you that that's what's going on. And I'm actually going to auto-resolve this for the sake of time, even though it will shaft me. Because it's on normal, I don't really care. Oh, I care a little bit now. Oh my gosh. Oh, that hurt. Let's see, growth. Let's see, I forget which one I tend to go here, but I'm going to go for that one. Alright. So that just tells you that a player did something, but if you're not allied with that player, You don't necessarily see everything that happened, the result, you know, anything like that. With it, you'll just know, hey, something's going on across the map with one of your enemy/allied players.
So how do I put my hero with my army?
Okay, that's pretty simple. So you'll just click on your hero unit, and then you'll hover over your army, right-click, and that'll just merge. You'll see like a little kind of 2 arrows going in opposite directions. That's the merge icon. You can also do the same thing if you have 2 armies and you want to transfer units between them. You can do that same thing. It'll come up with a menu that you can switch unit cards between them, basically.
Gotcha. Okay, so I need to attack this settlement. Okay.
Yep, and like I said, typically I recommend that you manually fight it because most of the time you're going to do way better than auto-resolve will do. Unless auto-resolve gives you like a, you know, heroic victory or a decisive victory, something, then you lose like basically nothing with it. If it says like
victory, it's not worth.
Not usually, unless you're like, you know, I just want to get this done quick, and then I have somewhere that I can replenish troops very quickly. Which early stages you're not really gonna have that, so you're probably gonna want to do it manually. Plus, it'll give you some experience with manual battles too. Let's see here. Okay, so in this menu, you have a couple options that can be fun. I, as a observing player, I can choose to take control of the AI if I want to like make sure that the AI doesn't do something really stupid. I can join your team, or what I'm going to do this time is I can just spectate. So that you have full control over everything with it. And also, most of the time, because it is like your first battle, it's usually some rebels of your own faction, so it's just going to be like a sort of mirror matchup type of thing. Okay, and you get the privilege of fighting a siege battle, which is a little bit different from a field battle. But essentially, if you look into the enemy settlement, you'll see that there's a bunch of flags at a couple different points. The way that you win is that there's a couple of very key points called victory points that you'll have to hold in order to, like, fully take control of the city, or you eliminate the enemy army entirely, are your win conditions with that.
If my shit loads. I didn't realize my shit was going to be so slow.
That's okay. That was actually a lot faster than it was before. Yep. So you'll have your deployment phase, which you can choose, you know, where to put your units. You can kind of plan your attack, where you want to go, and all that. Get things set up. And then when you hit the actual, like, start battle, that's when things are going to start ticking down. You'll have a timer up in the top, you'll see. 20 minutes is what you get. If the battle is not over in 20 minutes, it'll end in a draw.
Okay.
Which means that you'll have fought, but you don't take control of the city.
So, honestly, the way this is set up, unless, can I... How do I... Hang on. No?
Are you on... Does the center thing say Channel Winds of Magic right now?
The center thing. What are you talking about?
Do you have, like, a little button in the center of your screen that says, like, Begin Deployment, Channel Winds of Magic, anything like that?
No, I've got Start Battle.
Okay, yeah. So, while you're in the deployment phase, you can click on your units, and then, like, right-click to drag to set their formations and all that. You can do control groups in this time as well. There's a bunch of advanced controls we can get into later, but right now, just kind of position your army however you want, and then kind of choose an attack point. One thing I can tell you is that Warhammer 3 is really funny about this. You don't even have to break down the gates. You can just have your units run up to the walls, and they'll just kind of pull ladders out of their asses and go over the walls. It's one of the only gripes I have about Total War Warhammer 3, is that siege equipment's nearly useless because of that. They are going to change it, but what you can do is you can send a few units to try to take over that front gatehouse by scaling the wall, getting on top of or behind the gatehouse to that little flag that's behind it. When you take control of that, all of your other units can just rush in through the gate because you'll be able to just open the gate.
Okay. So, like, send 2 squads of swordsmen to that.
Yeah, because they'll be pretty good at dealing with other infantry. They'll also have shields, which will protect them from the missiles that they're going to be taking inevitably as they run towards that.
Okay.
You do have artillery, so what you could do is you could just sit back, and instead of running up and taking over the gatehouse, you could actually use your rocket battery to bust down one of the gates, or you could use it to bust down a wall and create an opening to just run everybody through instead. So you have options on what you can do here.
So whenever I click start, are they all going to take off running?
Nope. Just the timer will start and you'll have the ability to start moving them in real time, which means that you'll be able to, like, they'll have to actually run to their locations and stuff, and the enemy team will also be able to start moving too.
Okay, so essentially I could push start, use my artillery, start knocking down that wall.
Yep.
Or that door.
Yep.
And then, okay, yeah, that's what I'll do. Ready?
Yep.
I know that you already revere me. After
I think I'm doing that right.
Yeah, you are. The artillery takes a little bit of time to wind up.
Doubled.
Yep, so that's already done some good damage to it. What's really nice, too, is you can see they've got enemy units on that gate, that those rocket batteries will also take some damage out of them, just, you know, collateral, basically. Hey, we have the mic chat feed there. It's not cool, there we go. Who's winning? We just barely started it. No one's winning. Totally useless. Yeah, I am. It's true. It's true. Thank you, though. Yeah, see, there, that gate's already, like, half. Okay, those towers that are, kind of ringing the settlement. Yeah, they're gonna be shooting at you just this whole time. It's not a huge deal, but they will, you know, chunk you for a little bit.
I was trying to use my archers to shoot at them, but it doesn't look like it's going to work, so I'm going to call them.
Nah. Your archers will be able to shoot the enemy archers on the wall, but they won't be able to shoot the towers themselves. You'll have to take control of the towers if you want to get them to stop. Or, you know, you could just destroy the towers too, but it's better to get the gate down and then just rush in and try to, you know, weather the storm a little bit as you go in. And you're about to break it here. And boom, the gate's open. You've now got full freedom to get in there, because what they'll likely try to do is try to block you at it.
Should I call them all and rush everything up the middle, or no?
You could, yeah.
Artillery?
You could have the majority go into the gatehouse, and then you can have some try to scale the wall, you know, up on the wall itself. Or you can sit back a bit like you're doing, and you can break down the towers so that they don't have that. Then you could have a wall that you go through on the side to flank in and have 2 points of access.
Yes, I'll put one archer here and start building the secondary force here.
Yep. So the other thing to keep in mind is that you do have something called fatigue. So the longer that your units are in combat, and the more tired they get, they'll start to perform less and less well, which the enemy's also going to get tired. So a common tactic that's kind of adapted from actual ancient tactics is to have some rotating units. So have like a few that are fighting in the front, and then when they get tired, you have them run back, and then have some fresh units go up to the front to start fighting instead. So you kind of keep a rotation of fresh units with that. It's not always, like, possible, but if you can do it, it's a good idea, but again, not always possible. Chat window crashed over there, that's weird.
Cannon stop okay, now they're shooting. I was about to be like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
they just have to reload occasionally and, you know, cycle out. They're gonna run out of ammo pretty soon, so you won't be able to use them forever, but
Oh, okay.
they also, if they think that there's a friendly in front of them, they'll try not to shoot as well. But I think right now they're just kind of just cycle firing a little bit. Alright, you're breaking in. Spear infantry in the front's pretty good. And you got your nicer infantry coming up behind. Ooh, that was a good barrage. Holy hell. That did a little bit of damage. Okay, you've got a bit of a foothold in there. So you'll want to try to hold that as long as you can now and get the rest of your units in. And remember, you want to go for the victory point in particular. Which you have to get the key building. So there's actually 2 points that are important for you to take. So there's the building, well, the banner that's got the little horn icon above it. That's the key building. And then there's the one that has the warhammer with the wreath above it. That one's the actual victory location. If you hold both of those, you then just win, no matter how many of the enemy units are still alive.
Try to heal these archers off with my pikemen.
I've been noticing the chat window Discord.
About my cavalry.
It's just, it's like right now, the OBS one is blacking out again, and then my, see now my OBS bot one is now glitching out. I'm not quite sure what's happening with that. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, the flying cav is really good right there. So you'll notice that sometimes you'll have to like kind of completely kill a unit, and then other times units will run away when that little gray bar goes down. That's their morale meter.
I keep having to tell my sword bearers to attack these archers. They keep just stopping.
They should catch him here. Archers usually default into skirmish mode, so they'll always try to run away if something's chasing them. Oh, they caught him there though, so they'll tear him apart pretty quick.
How much infantry is left over there? Okay, my pikemen are just standing there, so you're going here. That's archers. Okay, archers come here.
See that it is not lost.
There you go, we got some of them routing, that's good.
Chase.
Deluxe upgrade worth it on Arc? Not sure if you answered as my Twitch crashed. I didn't even see... That didn't even show up.